Okay, folks, so we are live here with the draft between Execration and Talon. My name is Floki&Veewake will be joining me very, very shortly. At the moment, I believe he is busy eating because we had a late night of playing Dota yesterday, and safe to say it did not go all that well. But it seems that Execration have managed to beat out this likes of Team Aurora, which had 23,000 jabs in it, as well as Blacklist Rivalry, which had the likes of Gabby as well as Abed in them to make it to this point in the ESL1 Birmingham 2024 qualifiers. So, really, Southeast Asia just picking up steam. Some of the old bastions in the old guard of the region being taken down nice and early here in the qualifiers. Not an outcome that I think anyone was expecting for the likes of Gabby, Armel, Abed, and 23 Savage to be taken out this early of the competition. But Execration, they still have a long way to go if they want to make it to ESL1 Birmingham. Krish has a long way to go if he wants to meet Rishi Sunak there in Birmingham. And we'll see if that does indeed happen. But for now, Talon, they started off with the draft. They've got 4 bans on the way. They've panned out the Viper, the Doom, the Timbersaw. No big surprises there. Alongside the Fury and all heroes that Execration are very, very happy to pick up in the first phase if any of them are given over. But it seems like Execration did not opt to go for anything else except the Techies, which is a hero that I think Shanks is really, really good at playing. So no big surprises here. Techies position 4 is arguably one of the better position 4s of this patch. In fact, some might even say he's the best position 4. Competing up there with Lion and his Shard and his Mana Drain, of course. But the sheer burst damage that this hero has, along with the fact that he's universal and his right clicks tend to hurt as the lane progresses, is one of those things that really sets this hero apart these days. You really like having a hero that can deal that much damage, that can initiate for you with Blast Off, that can provide his own burst damage with the Triple Mine nuking people out. So, yeah, this hero just does a lot of things. He also enables you to detect smokes by dropping mines across the map, which is another useful mechanic to have in your back pocket. It can enable you to do, or at least be aware of any moves that the enemy team might make. Talon instead opted for the first phase Dragon Knight, showing a lot of faith in this hero. Now, I have seen this hero being picked up more and more often nowadays. It does seem that with the addition of Mate Slayer, this hero can be a very scary presence because, well, you build Mate Slayer on a hero that already has 13 armor. All of a sudden, not only is he taking less physical damage, but he's also not taking any magic damage. He's damn near immortal. And Dragon Knight will slowly eventually whittle you down once he gets his levels up in the Frost Breath, the level 3 Dragon form, or the level 4 Dragon form if he decides to go for the Aghanim Scepter, which does seem to be the case. But Talon will pick up the Lion because it was ignored here by Execration. Execration happy to give that up. The question is, do they want to pick up the Phoenix for themselves? Phoenix, not all that bad against the Dragon Knight. Also, I do believe if you get the Shard and then Egg, the Mate Slayer debuff doesn't affect the Egg, so you should be able to take care of the DK, but instead they prioritize the Magnus for Tino. I do like this pick. This is the Magnus that enabled them to deal with the side of Aurora. This is the Magnus that helped them kick 23 Savage out of this closed qualifier, so no big surprises that they are going to pick something that has worked in the past. Of course, I mean, it was a little unfortunate that for all the Aurora fans out there that 23 Savage could not win out on his Slark, and I think it's caught a lot of fans by surprise, including us, but I guess that's just the nature of how it goes. A new era is perhaps dawning in Southeast Asia, and perhaps some of the older superstars need to get back to ground and focus on their fundamentals a bit more if they want to make it out of these cutthroat places. Well, they will pick up the Tusk here on the side of Execration, meaning that their draft is still fairly open. Techies can be played as a 5 or a 4. Magnus can be played as a 2 potentially. You've also... And Magnus 2 is actually not bad against Dragon Knight, especially during the earlier levels. While the Dragon Knight enjoys pushing the lane, Magnus tends to farm the lane with maximum power, so he can always somewhat defend his tower, and it will take a rotation to kick the Magnus out. The Techies can be played as a 5 and 4, of course, and the Tusk can also be played as a mid laner, but I don't know if it fares all that well against DK if it does end up going mid. So, overall, I like what Execration have done so far, but Talon will lay the foundation with this Templar Assassin pick. Of course, one of the better answers to have against the likes of insane burst damage. I mean, if you see the techies coming in air and you pop the refraction, you just don't take any damage from the blast off and you can turn it around very, very easily. Thankfully, the techies does have Taser to sort of respond and get himself out of dodge, but that is one form of initiation that Execration can't be relying on all that much. And Talon actually opt for the Crystal Maiden that is open, which is not all that bad, although I do not believe it stops the skewer. The Rubik was available. If that's what they're concerned about, they could have picked that up, but I imagine they've picked the CM particularly to perhaps answer the potential Tusk Magnus lane, which, I mean, playing double ranged versus double melee always tends to favor the double ranged, although TA's range arguably is quite crap, so would be quite surprised if that is what the logic was. I'm sure there is something else to this lane that I don't quite know that they're going to be exploiting, but Execration pick up the Arc Warden, and the Arc Warden is, again, an interesting choice because he does have tons of magic damage, so deals with the DK, has damage over time, which can allow you to get through those refraction charges. And all in all, it forces the TA to sort of jump into the backlines and be out of position into the waiting arms of things like the Magnus and the Tusk, so that they can, well, get this... They can get the ball rolling and they can really kill the cores on the side of Execration. So, already Execration coming up with some clever answers for what's been happening here. Last banning phase now. Execration will just look to tie their draft together and ban out any heroes that might cause them trouble. Potentially, they could consider banning out the Sniper, although I don't know if I feel particularly comfortable playing a Sniper if I'm Talon in this game against Execration's lineup, because they do have multiple forms of initiation. They have many different ways of scouting things out, especially with the Arc Warden, who can lay down those spark rates and give this Tusk and Techies and Magnus all the room to work with. A lot of synergy here. To ban out the Naga Siren, it does make sense. Naga Siren, even though she is susceptible to some of the damage, is one of the classical answers for an Arc Warden, because you can just you control everyone and get your team into the back line, and then you can take the team fight from there. So you're going to need something like an Oracle to deal with that, and Execration don't feel particularly comfortable going in that direction, because that would mean running Tusk or Techies as a core. So, yeah, that option's out of the window. This could also pretty much be a mid Arc Warden, because mid Arc Warden does deal with the TA quite well. If the TA ends up going mid, it's also okay against the DK, because you've got oodles of magic damage, or at the very least you end up farming. I do hear Veewake in the background. He should be making it here very, very shortly, but Talon are definitely reading this as a pose to Arc Warden. So they're banning out Krish's heroes, they've banned out the Lifestealer. Little surprised that they would choose to do that, but perhaps indicative that this DK is going to go to the offlane. Maybe that's what they're thinking of, but I doubt this DK will probably be going offlane. I think this DK should be going mid. I don't really know what else Talon might pick in that case, because Execration banned out the Naga Siren, so they definitely read this as a mid TA or a mid DK. And Talon will ban out the Luna. Now, that is interesting because that means that they are also considering the possibility of an Arc Warden mid. And if had the side of Execration decided to pick up the Luna, they could run the Arc Warden mid with the Blade Mail Spirit Vessel build, which is the build that a lot of mid Arc Wardens are going for these days. They've decided to man up instead of staying at 1,000 range and playing like a bunch of pussies. So yeah, that's probably why they choose to ban out the Luna. Execration, one final ban remaining for them. They need to tie their draft together nicely. The good thing is they get to ban and pick here, so they could potentially cover any counters for the hero that they don't want to deal with, and they will ban out the Meepo again. I don't mind that at all, and they will pick up the Spectre. Okay, so it is going to be a mid-arc Warden, and it's going to be a safe lane Spectre. Execration can clearly see what lanes... Talon can clearly see what lanes Execration are going to be running, and now Talon have the option of answering this. They banned out the Lifestealer, they banned out the Doom themselves, they banned out the Luna, and Execration made sure to ban out the Meepo. So you don't really have a lot of good answers remaining in the pool for a Spectre, short of a hero that can somehow apply a break. Now, there is a hero that does just that, but Talon banned that out too, so the best break in the game is out of the picture. A PA could be in the works here because you do have the shard, and I do think nowadays PA actually is a fairly decent answer for the Spectre, especially if you've got enough disabled, but looking at Talon's lineup, it doesn't seem like that's the case. They've got 3 sort of these backline-based heroes. I don't know if they're going to do all that much. And they opt to pick an offlaner instead. Alright, so they are okay running the Dragon Knight mid against the Arc Warden. Oh, no, wait. Tino picks up the Arc Warden, so it's going to be an Arc Warden in the offlane, and Bob is going to play the Magnus. Alright, I like this switcheroo. This is interesting. This means that Tino is actually going to be playing a lot more active here. I believe he's probably going to pick up the Urn of Shadows as his first item and look to go into something like a Rod of Atos or a Blade Mail or a Spirit Vessel, and then maybe go back for the Midas if things start to get a little slow. Shank's going to be playing the position for Tuscan CML on the techies. Meanwhile, on the other side, no big surprises. It's Jokam on Lion, Akashi on the TA, Chuan on the mid Dragon Knight, and WS on the offlane Beastmaster. Interesting draft so far. Talon have a deadly amount of tempo in their draft, I must say. So it certainly seems like they've got enough fuel remaining in the tank to take down the side of Execration, but the question is, are they going to be able to hit the ground running? Execration, on the other hand, they want to try and slow down the tempo of this game. They want to try and be a little cheeky in lanes, perhaps not let the side of Talon come online as they would like, and not allow them to group up and clay some of these objectives as they would like to do with the TA, DK, and Beastmaster. All heroes that just complement each other so damn well, and all have the same purpose in the game, that is to destroy buildings. We'll see if the side of Talon can start grouping up as 5 and play the good old death ball lineup that people used to dread back in TI4, or whether it is going to be the boys in Execration running the cheeky little Arc Warden in the hands of Tino. So, let's see what happens. Well, Tino's picked up the double circlets. Still an Agi hero, not a universal hero. I think that would make good old Arc Warden insanely broken, but looks like there's some all chatting going on. Akashi, CML, Krish, all just paying each other the due respect, but a level 1 smoke coming through here from Execration, trying to jump in from the backlines, and looks like Shanks will be spotted out here. Akashi melded up. They do know where he is. Do they have the dust? They've got a sentry ward, and looks like the shards will catch him off guard. Akashi has been caught out. The blood grenades coming in turn, but will Shanks fall first? No, he will not. They will take down the TA. First blood money going their way, but Krish might be the one to pay the price over here. Another blood grenade on him, but he will be able to walk away. CML finding a double kill, and now Tino is in the middle of all of these heroes. WS finds himself a double kill. Off to a flying start on the Beastmaster, and now CML is going to try and get out of it. A dagger available from Krish to try and help out, and all in all, a somewhat even exchange as the Arc Warden and the Tusk fall in turn for, I believe it was the TA and the Crystal Maiden. So, big wins for the safe lane on the side of Execration, but big wins for the off lane too on the side of Talon. Vivek, I did see you tune into Dota. I believe you are here. Are you here, my friend?
Yes. Sorry, I was just eating lunch, a very late lunch actually. But yeah, I was watching the draft on my phone, and I think this should be. I really can't pick a favorite, but if anything, I'm leaning towards the Execration draft, as long as Tino doesn't bleed too heavily early on.
Oh, Akashi. He went boots level 1, so he thought to himself maybe he could get a kill onto the Tusk. Or someone, but this is interesting. I haven't really seen this sort of an adjustment being made before, ever. And we'll see if it pays off. But yeah, that seems to be the case. And quickly drop down the last hit so you guys have an idea of what's going on. Let me just close that. And well, looks like both sides will prevent each other's camps from being blocked down in the bottom lane. So no polling shenanigans that are going to happen. The TA should be fine. Meanwhile, in the top lane, you've got the techies and the Spectre. who are going up against the Lion and the Beastmaster. Now, this is a lane that can swing both ways. Techies by himself is probably one of the strongest post fights in the game, given the fact that he's got 5 armor, he's universal, and he gains almost 5 damage with every level he gets. You couple that up with a couple of branches, you wait for him to hit level 2 or level 3, and all of a sudden, he's going to start zoning out the enemy offlaner. The cool thing, though, for the side of Talon, is that WS did get 12 Vaughn charges as a result of him being involved in that early skirmish, and he also found 2 kills. So he's probably going to be hitting the Helm timing super early, and this lane is probably going to get really, really rough for Execration in just a minute or two here. Towards the mid lane, it seems that Chuan has taken a fair bit of damage as Bob. Yep, this is what I was talking about. The Shockwave Skewer is something that the Dragonite always has to be afraid of. And yeah, when you're playing against Magnus, this is the threat that can catch the DK off guard. And many a DK player have died underneath the tower in my glorious, high-skilled 4000 MMR bracket. So of course, you know what I'm saying is true. Going back down bottom though, it seems like Shanks is copying some damage. He's got the Salve at the ready, so he will be A-okay. And it seems like what we're really going to find out today is which one of these two is the stronger lanes. The Beastmaster Lion or the Spectre Techies. Because both of them have had a flying start. Techies got himself a double kill. Krish had 2 assists to work with. So they're both running high on some extra XP that they otherwise would not have. We'll see how that affects the game. Tusk down bottom ends up dropping though. Wasn't really expecting that. And now Ponyo, he's managed to frostbite up Tino as well, who should be dying. The boots from Akashi pay dividends. And well, that stick comes in handy too. As Execration, they bleed out a couple of kills down bottom, losing out some XP. And looks like CM should be able to correct this lane now with a half pull of swords, which is exactly what Ponyo will do. Although Akashi, he has been caught out over here. The Shard blocking him up. The Melt Strike coming through. Can that Spark Wraith connect? No, it does not. It does not connect onto Akashi. Akashi is fine. Ponyo, I believe he fed him a Lotus, but Tino actually goes ahead, finds the kill with the Spark Wraith anyway. Not what I was expecting. Top lane, murder has occurred. While I was busy watching down bottom, the Spectre and the Techies both end up dropping here as the Lion and the Beastmaster are able to find a kill. Apologies for the T-Tours, observing isn't my biggest strength because I am doing this after a long time, but I promise you, as you stay tuned to the stream, it will eventually get better. Vivek, are you done eating your lunch or would you like me to continue?
I am done. I was just for a moment I became an audience member there, but I just want to say that I really like Execration's draft. I don't know what this Arc Warden is supposed to accomplish. I fully do not understand how the new bubble works on the Radiant versus the Dire. One provides magic.
It gives you attack range bonus and magic damage.
Yeah,
one bubble provides you attack range and magic damage. Another bubble provides you with attack speed and evasion.
And doesn't it work differently when you're Radiant and when you're Dire?
It does. When you're Dire, you get the Dire side Arc Warden, so your bubble, you get the bubble with the range and the damage. And your Spark Rates are the ones that deal less damage but fly out quicker. Your Flux is the ability that deals more damage on the Dire side compared to Radiant. So all of his abilities basically get inversed.
Right.
Akashi, down bottom, caught again. Can they tear through the refraction though? No, a Melt Strike comes through. The Frostbite from Ponyo prevents the tag team damage from coming through, and the refraction comes back up again. Akashi will be able to find Shanks. Tino cannot help and cannot do anything but watch as Akashi finds himself another kill. Some really smart laning coming out here from the side of Talon, and this Crystal Maiden pick working wonders for them in the early game here, Vivek.
Yeah, it is working really well, and I think they're playing it really smart. They're sticking close to the creep wave, so the Spark Wraith is not always a guaranteed hit on a hero unit. So, yeah, good stuff coming out from them. Again, I do not think that Arc Warden Tusk is a particularly strong lane versus TACM. Up top, Krish. He's been caught, and I think he might just end up falling. Rotations are coming. Shanks does have the snowball. He can save Krish, but can he really keep him alive any longer? No, he can't. The axe is there. Krish to fall, and Joe Camp caught in the
Oh!
shards is next. Oh, but the Earth Spike. These reactions are what will single-handedly ensure that Talon do not lose a single member up top as CML falls and everyone's coming to the top lane. Bob rotates in with a level 3 shockwave, but all he can do is watch with that amplified damage rune as there's not a kill to be found for Execration as they're trailing by 3,000 net worth just 6 minutes in, Floki.
That is so rough here for the side of Execration. Jocam, what a godly earth spike by the man, preventing the blaster from coming through single-handedly, meaning that they can now kick the Spectre out of the lane, confirmed at 5 minutes with the siege creep. This is every Beastmaster player's wet dream awake. You hope that you get a support to rotate towards the top lane, that you kill the carry under their tower at 5 minutes and you take this tower away. This is going to enable the Beastmaster and make him a threat for the next 10 minutes in the game. He's going to be extremely strong and hard to deal with.
I mean, the thing is, it's not like they cannot deal with the sidelines. What they need are levels, and the supports on the side of Execration are not going to be hitting 6 before the supports on the side of Talon. I think they will. Actually, Execration, all they needed to do was really not die. There was no reason for them to fight and contest a Beastmaster or a DA. You just wait for Krish to get level 6. And this is such a good game for Krish, even early on. Once he hits level 6, you see either CM or Lion by themselves and maybe a toss sets up with a shard.
Oh
mid lane,
my god!
Another Earth Spike. This man can, summon greatness on Will, and that greatness might just allow them to win this fight. Chuan is dropping low. The flux is affecting him. A skewer on the backside towards the other end of the fight will ensure that they get Ponyo. And all said and done, Execration are looking healthy. This Tempest double. Jesus.
Absolutely cancer. My oh my. That singular Tempest double dealt an insane amount of damage in that fight. I mean,
Show fight recap.
There you go. I mean, let's just look at that. 1436 damage done by the Arc Warden alone. The closest second is Magnus with half that damage. Or close to half. Jesus. What a hero.
I think just for educational purposes, so the spark rates fly faster when you're on the dial.
Yes, and when you're on the Radiant, they deal more damage. I missed that in the mid lane. The Magnus drops, the Beastmaster rotates, the tower falls, and well, the Execration map becomes smaller and smaller. My goodness, this is some really good Dota being played out here by the side of Talon. Not gonna lie.
This shouldn't be happening. I was just talking about this a couple of minutes earlier. The supports on the side of Execration really need their levels. They need to chill, get their levels. This non-stop rollercoaster push coming out from the Dragon Knight and the Beastmaster is only going to be halted when these two get some levels. As you can see, the CM hitting 6 earlier is, just see what it enables on the map.
Yeah, and look at this, the Beastmaster, not only has he finished the Helm of the Dominator way early in this game, he's close to finishing up the Helm of the Overlord. He's about 1,000 gold, 1,500 gold away from it, so he should have it in the next 3 to 4 minutes. I do not know what's gonna happen when there's an ancient Black Dragon or an ancient Rock Golem running you down in these lanes, giving the team the extra HP they need to work with. And also, tanking a lot of those spark rates, by the way, because the ancients do have extra magic resist, so it's going to add to the survivability of Talon here, simply due to virtue of the ancient creep tanking those spark rates. Sorry.
Yeah. No. If they also end up getting an early Pavis or a pipe, their push is going to be nearly unstoppable. And then Krish has to do too much work. Because if you look at it, he's the only true source of damage until the Magnus gets items after his blink. So yeah, his work is cut out for him, and this hero doesn't farm too fast. What I'd like to see from Execration is, exactly this. The supports haven't hit 6, but they're still going to try and make a move. And with the Spectre, they should be able to kill most heroes on the map. If this fails, it's going to be a real moral blow. They're going to use the Tempest double. Now you can spawn it pretty much anywhere you click, and this should be a kill on a Chuan. Good rotation coming out from Krish. And the Spirit Vessel charge. Also really helping.
A mix between Kiritich and Krish. Russian and Indians combining.
Kiritich Krish? Kitrak Kiritich.
Alright, let's give it up. We tried. We really tried there, but...
I can't.
I wouldn't be too far off, though. I mean, if you want to dive into politics, that is, you would know that India and Russia have been very good friends, but this is not a political stream. Coming back to the game, Akashi.
So more on Ukraine.
Uh, yeah, tonight at 9. Everything you need to know about the Israel-Palestine war and how you should feel about it. Well, no, we're not going to do that. Tino, on his Arc Warden, he's done quite well, and I want to talk a bit more about this, Vivek. Typically, you see this Arc Warden being played mid because of the new Vessel and Blade Mail build. These days, Arc Wardens, what they do, they just accept that, okay, if I just go around, make space for my carry will carry me. And I've also got abilities that enable me to become a core later on, so why the hell not should I not just buy Spirit Vessel and Blade Mail and go around helping my team instead of baiting my entire team like most smurfs that pick Arc Warden do, buying Maelstrom and Octarine Core and farming for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like this.
I do. I think having a Maelstrom and Midas at 20 minutes is the most underwhelming piece of shit itemization. And I think it's just terrible to play with. There's not much that the hero really does with those two items. And I think there is definitely a case to be made for more Arc Wardens going this route in general. Also, this hero, Jokam, is dead.
Want it? Yeah. Okay, I guess they do want it. Waiting for the Earth Spike to come through. Oh, he tried to go for the Magnus. He tried to be clever again, but this time around, he hits the air with the Earth Spike. Looks like that's all he's gonna find. But again, a smoke popped, only a pose 4 found. Not the end of the world. Not at all here for the side of Talon. This is not gonna stop the ball from rolling.
I mean, the ball has stopped rolling for a bit because Chuan is farming. I think the Beastmaster wants the Helm of the Overlord. So they are chilling for a bit. And it's okay as long as Krish can keep making these small plays. The only thing I'd like to change about that play is maybe give Krish the last hit.
I believe that might be a little difficult or a bit too idealistic. I think it's okay because
I think it was totally possible for an isolation.
Okay, for there, yeah, for sure, for an
exactly,
probably, yeah. In that situation, probably, yeah, you're right about that. But even if the other heroes get the kill, technically it should mean more space for Krish eventually, right? Because they get more levels, they're able to do more things, yada yada, rinse repeat. If anything, Execration, the biggest need is to come online right now. Oh, Shanks, trapped up here, instantly turns around, realizes his life flashes before his eyes. Or at least the laning phase does, and he's like, nope, I've been on the wrong end of this lane before. I do not want to die and give away the advantage that we have worked so hard to acquire. Although Krish, he might not see this coming. Talon, they've smoked up. They're waiting for him to run into the medium camp. He's going to get spiked up. He's got the blade mail, but he's being chain-stunned up with the finger of death as well as the freezing field. He will fall. Chuan, not the one who gets the credit for the kill, but it is Ponyo. And he's bought himself the Arcane Boots, which is interesting. Guess doesn't enable you to farm, but he's going to be picking up the Guardian Greaves, so it makes sense. In the meantime, Execration just continue to farm up, and I don't mind this one bit. I feel like Execration's lineup also scales really, really well. You're sort of waiting for Tino to hit this next Rod of Atos timing, which is probably when you're going to look to make another move. Up until then, you're happy to chill. Now, CML did spot out the ward courtesy of the Sticky Bomb, but there's no way on earth he can deward that right now. So what Talon are going to try and do is pressure this top tower. They do force out the Glyph. And now Execration need to consider if they want to respond to this push or if they want to continue to farm up.
Can you just drop down net worth on the last hits? And yeah,
there you go.
Krish needs more kills and more gold.
Way more gold. He's actually the core lowest in net worth out of all the cores in the game. And by a big margin too. But it is a Spectre. He can get net worth.
It does tend to happen to Spectres often. I mean, I remember throughout TI8, Anna actually struggled. I mean, if you looked at his net worth at the end of the laning phase, it wasn't phenomenal. They weren't like, oh, I'm Spectre, I'm so farmed, and that's how I won the game. They eventually did get farmed, but they do tend to struggle in their lanes. Up top, this isn't good. The Pavis is there.
Oh, he got the skewer off.
Yeah, that roar has eventually been nullified, and now they'll turn towards Ponyo. Krish doesn't have the Haunt to work with. Jokam being slowed by these spark rates, and the shards on the money. They should find the line. He'll turn, he'll accept his fate, he'll suck some mana, but he'll also get RP'd. The Beastmaster card in the RP now wants to turn with the Dragon Tail onto Krish, and Krish is dropping low, pops a couple of stick charges, turns towards Akashi. The skew is perfect. They'll find Akashi as well. They will lose Krish. Execration somehow are coming out on top on this fight. Chuan is buying a little bit of time, enough time and space for WS to TP the heck out of there, but without Tino, I'm not quite sure Execration can fight any longer, and the tick damage from the Elder Dragon form will be enough for Chuan to get the kill onto the Magnus 4 die, but they do find 3.
Yep, this feels like
It's a win.
well, the
It's
YouTube channel
I
called Epic Rap Battles of History. Who won? I don't know. Who's next? You decide. But the lead stays the same in terms of net worth. Chris, sure, he was alive when the TA died, so he gets a bunch of XP and gold, but he dies nonetheless, and then so does the Magnus. He did buy out his items before he died, though, so... I mean, yeah, in terms of map, I believe you're absolutely right, Vivek. I do think they won that out. They hold on to their tier 2
Yeah.
for a little bit longer.
I mean, on paper, yeah, exactly. They didn't get the kills that they were looking for, but they held on to that tier 2. I think both Tino as well as the Magnus benefited greatly from that fight. So yeah, all in all, I think that's a very happy outcome for Execration. This is Talon making the smarter play. They're like, guys, we've been trying to force objectives. I mean, by objectives, I mean towers. It hasn't really worked. Let's just go Roshan. There's nothing they can do. We have the Beastmaster, we have the Templar Assassin. Let's get the Aegis. And now let's force a tower.
Yeah, Execration just a little bit too late in responding to that. Oh no, the Magnus blinks in, fails to get the skewered, and instant hex there by the Lion. The Finger of Death for the punish, and now the Dragon Knight has jumped in as well. He's found Tino, the annoying Arc Warden, finally brought down to his knees and slaughtered by the Templar Assassin as Akashi finds himself a double kill. Krish says, nope, thank you, I am gonna get the fuck out and resume playing the protagonist game, which is farming creeps, because my goodness, that was not on me. That really unfortunate situation there for Execration. I mean, Magnus blinked in, hoped to get the skewer, but I don't know if he blinked in onto the DK and the DK managed to blink out. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
I
what he
think
was trying to do.
He blinked it to try and get an RP off, but he was stunned before he could get the RP off.
Oh no,
Krish.
Krish. Yeah, this is rough. But towards the mid lane, they do find the Beastmaster. It does not come for free. At the very least, Execration, they make them work for it. And that does halt the push.
Can we look at Krish's cooldown on his ultimate? Yeah, he has it. So I'd love to see them just smoke again. They do not have RP, but Tusk Techies or Tusk plus Arc Warden can set up for more. This is the opposite of what needs to be happening for Execration. These isolated pickoffs need to stop.
I mean, it's a post 5, so, it's not the end of the world, I believe. I mean, it's not really gonna enable the push for Talon, but yeah, they do need to stop giving away free net worth over to the TA.
I mean, I'm not calling this from the point of pushing, but the fact that Execration can be the ones hunting before Talon group up is how they should look to play the game. Beastmaster is down, Talon aren't really going to force an objective. Go look for a pickoff, but if CML is dead, it's not going to happen. So, yeah, 2 minutes 50 seconds on the Aegis for Templar Assassin. They have the outpost, so I'm expecting the Beastmaster to TP in or walk his way there, pick up an Ancient, and I think Talon might just resume pushing.
Yeah, he's got the Vladimir's completed as well now on top of the Helm of the Overlord, and he's working towards a pipe, by the way, of which he already has a cloak, and he's got extra 800 gold in the bank, so that pipe also not all that far away. And given the damage coming out from Execration right now is mostly magical, this pipe might just be the item that enables them to go high ground. One last glyph remaining here for the side of Execration. The only way it's going to be refreshed now is if the tier 3 falls, so you need to decide if it's worth using a glyph to protect one of your tier 3s. Probably is going to be, but it's going to force out the entire side of Execration back here. Love this move coming out from Talon. They timed the push along with the Tormentor spawn. CML attempted to go for some sort of sneaky play. Did drop the ward there, but too little too late.
Yeah, I think he dropped a sticky bomb also because I think the best player support can do that is try and get the last hit for the Tormentor and steal the Tormentor. I've seen Crit do it once. So, yeah, inspired.
I've also seen Tofu do it, by the way, on Gaiman with the Muerta, with a dead shot, which was interesting.
Yeah. I have not seen Tofu do it.
I see.
But yeah, I love what Talon are doing.
Invis, up on Bob. Yeah, he could potentially get an RP here. They might not be ready for this on the side of Execration. Now, Krish does not really have the Radiance just yet, so it's not going to be the strongest of fights. And perhaps that's what Bob is concerned about. Yeah, they seem to know.
No, Bob was Invis, he broke a smoke. Chuan was smoked. But this is the play. This
Oh
is the
no!
play.
Yeah,
Um,
he tried. He wanted to go for the skewer, but he did not know if the TA would connect on it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that Talon have to be really afraid of, and we saw Bob do this a fair bit yesterday, and I think not just Bob, even JG, if that's his name, a lot of Magnus into techies, a lot of skewers into mines, and now they're not just mines, they're mines and
Oh,
sparklers.
Krish, he
Uh,
is not long for this world. The Lion has done his job. He's found the Spectre. Can he actually find the haunt elsewhere on the map? Nope, nothing was visible. Could not haunt. Could not get out. Not haunt, actually. It's a shadow step. Excuse me. But, yeah,
yeah.
unable to get out of that situation alive.
What has Tino got? He's gone for a minus.
I actually don't mind this because I feel like the game has slowed down dramatically. So even if he did by himself something like a blade mail, say, he wouldn't really get any value out of it immediately.
Uh-huh.
So the minus makes sense. Now he can look to go back for something like a Gleipnir or a blade mail and again be useful to his team, but
Yeah.
not anytime soon. Aegis
Really
time's
curious to
out.
see what he buys because he's played this role. Like offlane, awkward in is something this man has done and tested somewhere or the other. So I'm very curious to see where he goes from Vessel Adas. Obviously, Gleipnir seems like a straightforward choice, but he could build into something different altogether. I feel, and I know this is a bit controversial, but there is a case to go Dagon on Aquadin. Or an
Okay, that's
escalating
I've
one.
heard enough, folks. Please do not take this advice if you're in your pubs.
This is absolutely legit. I have seen one of the best Aquadins in the world do this. It works really, really well with, Dagon or Earthblade. But I don't think Tino's going to do it. I don't
Yeah,
think
me
Tino's
neither.
going to do it.
I don't think Tino's gonna do it either.
No, there was in Aquadin
Maybe a
spammer.
Shiva's Guard would not be all that bad, right, this game? Because you need the armor for the TA, and, you could also amplify a lot of the damage coming out. Oh, CML, he's been spotted. Chuan chasing him. CML trying to jump away, but the Dragon Tail follows him. Blink in, coming in, but the disarm is there from the reactive taser, so Chuan is gonna have to chase this position fight tech. He's a little
You want
longer.
to look top. You want to look
CML,
top
he's
at the
trying
same time.
something. The Magnus has also been caught out. Jokam finds him, but his team is busy. Where the hell is the TA? The TA is nowhere to be found. The Lion is all by himself. Ponyo was coming up there to try and help out with the kill, but no, Magnus has been found and now he will be caught and will be slaughtered. CML caught out, but at what cost? The Magnus left for dead, left behind, does not have a TP. Akashi comes in and culls the Rhinoceros, and that's gonna be that. 18k net worth lead now for the side of Talon as they have had complete access to the map. Krish struggling to even hit 10k net worth 24 minutes into the game. Just sitting
Ouch.
on a Radiance and Blade Mail.
That's particularly ouch.
Yep. Magnus not there, so Chuan just teasing the side of Execration. That yes, you can cast your million spells on me, but nothing's gonna come of it. And in fact, he might have actually just set up a really, really good fight here for the side of Talon. They will be able to pick up CML, and now they're gonna be able to find the tier 3. Chuan, my god. What a genius play, actually.
I think you want to hold up and look back to the fact that when the Lion and the Magnus had their little tete-a-tete, the Magnus did commit his RP. And it was a very costly RP to commit because he RP'd a Lion and didn't survive and didn't kill him. So, I mean, this is... I feel like Execration haven't just warmed up yet. It's been a very rough game one. We're going to lose a lane of barracks. Bob struggling to make the
BKB.
plays, but the skewer, he's found the beast pasta. WS will turn with the roar, and now Bob is dropping low, but the snowball save is there. Look at Krish. He's been melted. His radiance not amounting to too much. Bob will fall. Krish is low. Everyone on the side of Execration dropping like flies. Tino running for his life with the 8 but he's not going to get anywhere. Krish does manage to, I don't know, drop a dagger, but all he can do is watch as Talon most certainly are going to close this game one very swiftly. The GG comes out.
That is rough. That has to be an extremely rough game of Dota here for the side of Execration. I mean, they had what most people would consider a really good start. They got the first blood. They managed
Yeah.
to make sure that CML found 2 kills, but that really did not translate into a 1 lane for the side of Execration. They would have much rather that Tino and Shanks instead survived, perhaps, and they could have
Yeah.
applied the pressure needed to keep Talon at bay, but that just did not
I just-
transpire.
I just want to say something. Execration are not the weaker team. Or they did play like a really disjointed team in this game one.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't see a significant. I mean, sure, like the numbers
Yeah.
paint a very different picture,
Mm-hmm.
but I sucked at math, and trust me, I feel like game two should be a lot closer, if not a comeback of sorts from Execration. The crimes on the side lane, especially the safe lane, and the multiple deaths and uh, unsuccessful attempts coming out from Bob and Krish's most lackluster game in the entire tournament really add up to a rough game one, but I feel they're going to bounce back. And yeah, hyped for game number two.
Yeah, likewise. I hope that they're able to come back for game number 2. For now, though, we are going to be putting on the wait screen over here. I might even play a game or two of this zombie game. So, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch on the screen. You can see my face and yeah, you can enjoy the game with me while we wait for the next game to come up. So, you guys aren't bored. So, let me just put that up. I shall mute Vivek on Discord. Vivek, you can go enjoy a break. And when we are back, we will be back with the game between Talon as well as Execration. So, yep, here goes. Let me just add the game capture to OBS. There you go. Let me just do this here. Oh, wait. Can you guys see the game? Okay, wait, let me actually remove the image. Maybe then you'll be able to see it. Oh, wait, I think I know what I fucked up, actually. The game hadn't started. I instead got the login window for the game. So, you guys are seeing the black screen. Oh, whoops, that is not what I wanted to add. Apologies, folks. I'm an OBS noob here at the moment, so it's gonna take a fair amount of work before I am fully familiar with this. But let's stream. Let's see if I can get the game in. Where's the game gone? Okay, there you go. Just a moment, guys. I got this. Specific window, 7 days to die, and boom, we are in. All right. So we just need to do this, bam, and bam. There you go. So now you guys can join me watch this zombie game while we wait for the next game to start. And while that is happening, I will keep an eye on Dota. I will make sure that as soon as the game is up, we jump into it and don't miss out on anything. That I just need to do this, which you guys cannot see. For those of you wondering what kind of a... Actually, let me lower the game sounds, otherwise you might not be able to hear me. It's probably still too loud. Right, so I was saying that this is a survival crafting game, in case any of you guys are interested, and anyone is watching. It's really fun game. And what I like about this game is that there are many different ways to play. It's sort of like Dota, right? Like there's multiple ways to play one hero. There are many things that you can choose to do should you be creative and smart enough to figure out what those ways are. And yeah, many a times you also look for a way to just break the game, find that one insanely unbalanced strategy that makes sure you win pretty much every game you play. So that is also something to consider. If you're a Dota player, there's a good chance you will enjoy this game. It's fairly relaxing, but it's also fairly deep. Although I have to say, you play this game at your own peril. I sink hours into this game easily. I could spend an entire day playing the game and I would not know that I got nothing done. Which is somewhat similar to Dota now that I think about it, right? Because a lot of people also play Dota and they sink in hours and hours and hours, but they just don't really get that much done. I mean, eventually you start to snap out of it, you know, once you've done, or at least once you think you've done everything there is to do in a game, that's when you start to get bored, and that's when you start to feel like, oh, I want to try something new, I want to try this, I want to try that. You try and experiment with new stuff, and that's when you start to feel like playing the game again, but nothing compares to the high of playing a game for the first time and really enjoying it and experiencing it. What was that movie where you take a pill and you... Actually, wait, looked like something that was useful there. Just gonna go back and collect this. So this is cotton, but I don't think I want cotton. So I'm collecting these flowers here. These flowers allow me to make this drink called the golden rod, and well, one is gold. What is this called? The red tea? Yeah, it's called red tea. So those two are fairly good drinks, and they're better than drinking pure boiled water, because this game has well, the survival mechanics include a hunger system, a thirst system. There's also a stamina system and a health system. Health is, if you lose health, you die. If you start to turn hungry, you don't die immediately, but you lose health, your stamina depletes quicker, yada yada. Your stamina is your ability to swing things, the way I'm swinging this club, or the way I'm using the shovel. All of these, or the way I'm swinging this ratchet, this hammer, this huge axe. All these things cost stamina, which is the blue bar above health, down in the bottom left corner. And the health is a survival mechanic, like I was saying. On the right corner, you can see there's another blue and red bar. Those are gas and vehicle health for the vehicle I'm riding, which is a mini bike. And fun fact, this is not an item that you buy, this is an item that you can build. And you can find parts for, that you can create yourself by collecting stuff like iron, collecting stuff like electrical parts, like mechanical parts, like polymer, which goes into making your dashboards and other things that you will find in a real car. You will need probably leather for the seats and a couple more things. So it's fairly wouldn't say realistic, but honest in what really it would take to survive in a zombie wasteland, which is the entire premise of the game. And every 7 days, there is a horde that, an extra powerful horde that locates you, that hunts you down, and you need to be prepared to kill it. So I really, really find this game enjoyable. And the hordes get stronger every time too, so it's like every 7 days there's a horde, then on the 14th day there's a slightly stronger horde, on the 21st day there's an even stronger horde, and yada yada. And it's not always on the 7th day. It can be the 8th day, it can be the 6th day. There is a variance of 1 or 2 days depending on the settings. But it seems like the draft has started, so I will shut this game down. We're gonna jump into the game right away, into the Dota game right away. Alright, let me just quickly change the scene here in OBS so you guys can get it. There you go. There's the game up and running. The draft is live between Talon as well as Execration. We're not going to miss out a single ban here. And it is going to be... Well, let me just unmute Veewake real quick. There you go. Hello, Veewake. Welcome back to the stream.
Yo.
Right, so we are live. I have pushed the draft screen on. We are still streaming. And Talon decided to ban out the Nature's Prophet and the Viper. Pretty similar bans from last time around. And they are the team that has 4 bans in the starting phase. Now, I don't know how I feel about this new picking and banning order. A team getting to ban 4 heroes means that they can... Well, there are different strategies to playing first pick and second pick, right? Like, if you're the team that is going second, what you need to do is adapt to whatever the enemy team is doing, and you need to choose which one of your strats you're going to use and which one of those strats are more effective. So it's more like practicing 4 to 5 things, getting really good at them, banning out whatever's good against, banning out whatever breaks the game against those strategies, and then responding to whatever the enemy picks. But when your first pick like this and you only get 3 bans in the first phase, I feel like I don't know if this new system is better than the older one. Still haven't wrapped my head around which captain's mode was better. What do you feel like, Veewake? Do you think this system is better, or do you not have any opinions at the moment?
No opinions, but I think the key thing, the what's common between both systems is like what you get yourselves at 16, 17 really determines the draft. And nobody, I think the phase of opening with something that's very, how do I put it? Nobody really commits in the opening too much. I think 16, 17 is more important. I also feel that in general, everybody has a wider hero pool. So everybody's flexing something or the other. And that's just the norm. I think when, like, for example, in the previous game when they picked up the TA, those couple of picks, which usually come after the second ban phase, that's where you really start revealing your draft. And more than revealing your draft, I think you cannot respond to the initial picks. I don't think you should actually, because you have to just pick something that's very you and something that you can execute. And that's what usually tends to happen in the early couple of picks. Also, I think the other only thing that's really common is last pick. I think for donkey's years, mid laners have had their balls tickled by getting last pick and getting their cup favorite counter pick. So yeah, that hasn't really changed.
Are you a mid lane hater, Veewake? Do you not like the fact that the mid lane is the most important lane in the game and everyone is just a plebeian serving their mid lane masters?
I think mid laners are like women who say, "Let's have more feminism." I think it's a bit too repetitive of a plea for something that, hey, we know.
Yeah, you managed to save yourself on that one. Good job. Good job.
I don't know if I did.
I think you did okay, but
The good thing is not one person watches our stream, so male or female, I fear no backlash because there won't be any.
well, now that you say it, I am gonna send this link to everyone I know with this timestamp in particular.
I encourage you to please go do that. Have you made a social media post?
I made one on Instagram, but I don't have a Twitter, so I did not make any on Twitter. I added a link on my story at my public profile, so yeah, I did.
Great.
But that is about the amount of promotion I'm willing to do. I don't like the idea of tooting my own horn too much.
I like this opener from Talon.
Yep,
It's
double catch.
pretty solid, and of course there are moments where both these heroes can work in anti-synergistic manners when it comes to bushwhack and spear and arena and bushwhack. But still, I think there's a lot that they can do together. I think Mars and Hoodwink pre-BKB can pretty much kill anyone on the map. Looking at Talon's bans, pretty interesting. Uh, and I'm just gonna say this now, and I'd love to be proven wrong, but this is gonna be an offlane Ember. Something just tells me this is not a mid Ember.
An offlane Ember into what though? That's the question. I feel like okay, I feel like they're open with the Ember. Let's just put it like that. I feel like they're open to putting it in the offlane or mid lane because last time around we saw them first pick the Magnus, and
Yeah,
Magnus was something that Tino played and not anyone
Bob.
else. Yeah, Tino and
Yeah,
Bob. I mean, Bob played in the last game, but it was something that we saw
yeah.
Tino play earlier. So they're not hard and fast, and I like that about Execration because they keep their options open. But again, this is this is them backed into a corner, and they're gonna pick up the wind range. And now again, this is them keeping the draft open because this wind range could be a 4, it could be a 2, it could be a 1, it could be anything you want it to be. I want to make a culturally insensitive joke right now, but I will refrain.
Please go ahead.
No, I will not. The Wind Ranger is an interesting hero because I don't know if it necessarily answers the Mars of the Hoodwinks or the Hoodwink. In fact, I feel that this hero is rather susceptible to both of them. So it's likely that we see it being played out as a support, but Talon pick up the Crystal Maiden in response to this, which is not bad at all, in fact. I really like the Crystal Maiden against the Ember, against the Batrider, against the Wind Ranger, but you don't really know what this CM waffling lane is necessarily going to be playing into. It doesn't mind playing into the Batrider, and it definitely does not mind playing into the Ember Spirit, so I feel like Execration will probably not pick up the Batrider Ember for the offlane.
It could be a mid morph.
It could potentially be a mid-morph, yeah. I think so too. There is the chance.
I
But
feel,
you need to
I
see a
feel
matchup
that,
before you decide to run it mid. Which they
yeah,
will.
I feel that the Batrider is gonna go to the Morphlings lane. Just gonna say that. I'm just making some wacky predictions. Uh, and
I don't know if you want that, because I don't think the Batrider is particularly good against the Morphling. Maybe if it was some other carry, right? Perhaps something like, say, a Luna. I wouldn't mind, because Morphling can just morph into strength, push the Batrider away, or at the very least, I mean, the Morphling can start morphing strength and just whacking the Batrider. This I like. Now, this is a much better answer to everything that Talon have picked up. You can dispel the Frostbite, the Nova with your ultimate, so the Crystal Maiden isn't really that much of a bother. Your root is really, really good at catching out the Morphling, the root you get from Berserker's Rage, his Q
Yep,
ability.
yep.
So not all that bad, and the Diffusal Blade, which is what the heroes have, which is what people have been picking up on this hero, is also really, really strong against the Morph, because you take away
Yep.
Morphling's mana, all of a sudden that hero just cannot press the one button that it is named after. I mean, it's named Attribute Shift, but we all call it Morph for some reason. Very colloquially,
Oh,
in Dota, it has become acceptable to not call spells by what they're actually named, but rather by what they feel like.
I thought it was named after Ling, which is the Sanskrit word for penis.
That is beautiful, Vivek.
I mean, it's mighty presumptuous of you to assume that it's named after Morph.
That is the case. I apologize. I will send you a pinky in the mail very, very shortly. Would you
Send
like
me
me
a
to shave
link.
my hair as well?
No.
Okay. That
That
I
is a
cannot send you, Vivek, but if you meet me after 1 o'clock in the night, maybe. You
like
can,
always.
like all. Yeah. Oh boy.
Ah, what fun we have.
Oh yeah. I really wanted to kill
Yeah.
myself after yesterday's games, but yeah.
Nah. I mean, you know what's funny? I actually saw a Bleed game and they picked Knife Stealer. And the poor guy,
Hey,
he
it's
played
it's
really,
yeah.
he played really well. But this is, I mean, I don't think it's a hero that's kind of viable in this. But it is kind of viable, but it's
I feel like the
tricky.
meta has not progressed yet in that direction, and maybe it won't. But I do think this hero has a place in the game at the moment. It's just unfortunate that the heroes that are being picked right now are just good against Lifestealer, like Morphling,
I
like
think if
Troll.
his stats or strength gain get improved, he will suddenly become very viable because he's actually strong in lane. You just tilt his stat gain a little bit or give him better starting stats. He's kind of broken then.
Yeah, he doesn't
I
feel
feel
like
like
he has a lot of HP for a strength hero.
yeah, doesn't. I mean, you look at the other cores that are being played, aside the ones that are being picked in our game, like they're generally much easier to execute. I think like Lifestealers, like you might be doing good, but it's not as easy as playing Luna, for example,
That
or
is true.
Terrorblade, which are just so
Yeah.
much easier and have so many better matchups.
They're also easy to synergize with, and they're more
Yeah,
straightforward. Lifestealer feels more like, strangely enough, a position 2 carry, not a position 1 carry, if that makes sense. You know, it's like when you have something like a Shadow Fiend, or like an OD, or like a Sniper, or a TA, or a Viper in your mid lane, and you're looking to pick a hero that does well in his lane, that can fight early on, that can, even maybe siege high ground for you if your mid lane hero doesn't do it. I
mm-hmm.
feel like those are the
I
situations where he would be very, very good.
feel like Lifestealer is like all the negatives of Spectre, which is like struggles to farm, needs a lot of time, but then has none of those amazing benefits of like Spectre just like being really excellent in the late game. So, it
Round
is
2.
not. So one of my predictions was wrong
That's okay.
about the Batrider.
The Batrider
I'm
probably
curious.
goes bottom, yeah.
I, I think so, but I'm curious to see where this Ember goes. Does
The
the
Ember
Ember
goes
go to
mid.
the offlane?
The Ember definitely goes mid, and now the side of Talon know that, and they didn't ban out the Monkey King. So the question is the Ember going to be playing into the Monkey King? Now, Bob is an experienced player. I would imagine he knows how to deal with the Monkey King hero if he does play against it. So I wouldn't be too surprised. But Talon, I wonder if they're going to go for that, because the Monkey King is not necessarily the
Can,
best
can
hero
I
to
just
pick.
call Talon's pick right now?
Go
What
for
I
it.
think it
Go
should
for
be?
it.
Kunkka. Kunkka.
Kunkka? Okay, Kunkka. Let's see. Kunkka versus Ember does favor the Ember, though, so I'm interested to see if they do actually go for that. But Kunkka would make sense. You know, you've got high damage supports. These are not
You could.
supports that are gigantic wusses. They can actually go ahead and deal a fair bit of damage, but it's neither. It's not Kunkka, it's not Monkey King, it is a Keeper of the Light. Which
Fuck myself.
I actually don't mind this because the Keeper of the Light does enable a lot of kills in this game. I mean, he's not bad against the Arc Warden, but the Arc Warden is also not bad against the Kotl because you've got the long range Solar Bind, right? That can slow the Arc Warden and really punish him if he's out of position.
Yeah. Can I just say this is such a good game for Execration? Because, I mean, sure, there's a morph and whatnot, but like this is such a good game for Ember Vendranger. Like
Yep.
Slight and Power Shot, and maybe if Tino drops a Spark Rate by mistake, three heroes out of these five on the side of Talon, excuse me, are gonna die. I think like this is a shitty game to be Hoodwink and Crystal Maiden, and that's why I said that they should go Kunkka because Mars cannot like by
Stand ahead.
himself frontline
Yeah.
and take all that shit. So I felt that if they had the boat and if they had the Kunkka, it was just generally a
Mars
tanky hero.
really feels more like an int hero than a strength hero for a strength hero, right? Because he wants
Yeah.
those typical big arenas, those
Yep.
really clutch spears.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I do think
Arena is a great spell. Like trust me,
one of the best
it's a
ultimates in the game for
it
sure.
I put it up there with Black Hole and RP, and I just think I'll tell you why because it's easier to hit. It essentially sets up for your team in the same way, and it's way lower cooldown. Like
Yeah,
it is the it's just a much better Black Hole. Like I feel like sure like black holes
maybe
have
not
been
1:1, but I
elevated.
do see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, black holes have been elevated to this fucking cinematic masterpiece because of Toby, but I would much I feel like arenas are much more practical and yeah, much more executable.
Well, sorry, didn't mean to drop net worth. The CS shots, but yeah, both teams smoking up level 1 here. Talon versus Execration, folks. Execration are down 1 game. Talon are up 1. Everyone dropping the GL, HF,
HF Cap
Cap.
have
Captain.
Cap,
I believe I believe Krish means to say captain, which is
but Cap
just
could
from
also be
a.
like no cap, like millennial slang. I mean Gen Z slang.
It could be,
Like
but I doubt that's what Krish is going for. I mean, I know Krish personally, and he's not a disrespectful guy. He's not someone who's super into that stuff. So it'd be very
This
uncharacteristic of him if he
totally
was that.
warrants a post-game interview that nobody's gonna watch. We
This
should get him on Discord after the game and ask him
I
what he
don't
meant.
know if he will. I'll try actually. I'll send him a DM. I'll see if he's down for it. But he might want to break after this because it's a long ass day of playing a lot of Dota.
Wait, didn't?
Because they already played a series today, and then I imagine they're gonna play another series. And regardless of win or loss, they'll probably scrim. But hey, looks like both sides are gonna be getting one rune each. WS looking to go forward, just trying to spot out how many heroes were there. Seas 3 and well, that's gonna be 2 bounty runes apiece here for both sides.
It's such a good lane. Troll, Wind Ranger. It is toxic. It is. I mean, both have slows. One slow sets up for another slow. The other slow is a nuke. I mean, if you're slow, the troll is just going to keep hitting you and building those forward stacks. I mean, I
Very
would
annoying
hate to
lane.
be, I would totally hate to be the Mars or whoever the Hoodwink. Like, I don't think Hoodwink is going to do a deadly squat to like really shut them down.
Yeah, I feel like Hoodwink's job is more going to be to sort of break the lane and take the Wind Ranger troll away from the Mars. Good Acorn shot to start things off too. That is some really decent damage being done over already. And
Yeah,
Troll
did
actually
get
does
buffed.
not have a lot of armor level 1. Because if he doesn't go Berserker's Rage, he only sits on 3.
That's okay. I mean, these are the best case scenarios for Talon in the top lane. Like, you want to trade regen and hope that your Mars farms. Because this game is going to be really awful for Talon if the Mars doesn't get off to a good start. Mid lane, Kotl versus Ember. You think the Ember's going to be absolutely okay?
I think the Ember should be A-okay. The issue for Ember in this matchup is, of course, going to be that if he maxes Sleight of his chains and then he doesn't find kills across the map, then he's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for him to be relevant after that point. But he can certainly look to max Flame Guard once he's put in a couple of points in Sleight. Maybe he goes something like 2-2-1 and then starts maxing the Flame Guard if things are not going all that well for him. We'll see.
Okay.
It is a dangerous lane to be an Ember, but having said that, Bob, look at his denies. Sitting on 5 already.
Yep.
Oh, up top, the Wind Ranger. Caught out by the Bushwhack. There is the Spear as well. WS will draw first blood as CML oversteps his boundaries. Mid lane. Bob. Trying to drop low, but gonna be A-okay. Getting a lot of denies in as well as a lot of harass in to Chuan as well. And Chuan not gonna be feeling too good about that. Does have a set of tangles and a ring of protection flying out, so he's gonna be dealing with it the best he can. We'll see if he can make up for the shoddy laning phase with some moves in the mid game. And yeah, Chuan. Oh, has he actually overstepped his boundaries?
He's got 1 charges.
Yep. I think Bob is just trying to force him to pop the wand, but I don't think he's gonna find success doing that. Fortunately, the creep wave arrives, so he can't pop the chain and bring the Kotl down low. Back towards the bottom lane, though, it seems that the Archon Batrider lane somehow has managed to really put a ton of pressure on Morphling. The Morphling sitting at 8 creeps.
Yeah, a lot of this is the Batrider. I think Batrider is very annoying. I think it's a good, smart pick to begin with. We have seen a couple of Batriders in recent patches go for the Pavis into the Solar Crushed. I think it's a great item this game with the Troll, with the Arc Warden. So yeah, good start for Execration in a sense. Much better start. I think Krish is farming reasonably well, but at the same time, I feel like this Mars Hoodwink lane is achieving more than it should, Floki. It shouldn't be getting even this much.
That is true.
I don't know. I feel like over time, CML and Krish will start to shut them down.
Yeah, I feel like you just need boots on the Troll before you can start going ham. Or maybe the Troll actually never goes boots, because it does feel like WS is not going to be bought down now. He's got those double braces and he's got 1000 HP. You're going to spend a lot of time right-clicking if you want to try and bring him down. And I like this instead. CML following up with the power
missed
shot.
the power shot.
No, he did not. He did not. He did not. It hit him. It hit him. It hit the choke. It hit the Hoodwink. The Hoodwink had a water rune and a wand.
I demand a fight recap.
You will see it. I will show you the replay.
Oh,
Chua.
CML, one more power shot. You can do it. Look at CML. Look at CML.
He's not doing it. He's not doing it. There's a 13 stack wand. I mean, he could have potentially set it up. He's actually coming back. He is
Believe CML.
confused. He is confused. He does not know. Really considered it for a while, though.
Take the Watcher? No?
The Watcher is his already. That's the Dire Watcher.
Okay, okay. I saw something else.
I see.
But yeah, this is what I was talking about in the draft. This is such a great game for Windranger Ember. Like, it is so easy to bring down quite a few of these heroes on the side of Talon. So I want to be looking for more of that, like CML and Bob playing off each other. Yeah, please kill this Mars.
Yeah, the Mars is starting to drop low, but he does have the Lotus and a decently sized wand, so wand is what I said. Yeah, not anything
He's got
else.
a big wand.
He's got a big wand. It's a massive wand. Yeah. Oh, I hear the Mars Spear, and it is Ponyo again! Rotating towards the top lane, giving Krish the PTSD from the previous game.
Look at that ward coming out from Ponyo. By the way, guys, just whoever's tuning in, this is like a classic difference between whatever bracket you are in and professional games. Look at how swiftly Krish's laning phase is over. I mean, he might go back to lane once, but very soon he's going to have to forsake that tower and figure out what to do with life. And this seems to be happening a lot to Krish. I feel like Shanks.
Wait, what? Where did the Kotl go? Shanks? Okay, he tried to rotate to the mid lane maybe to find the Kotl. Did not succeed. And I don't think Bob is going to be too happy about that. I'm actually going to drop down net worth, and that kill props up Chuan finds a double. What on earth is going on? What? How did they get Okay, I mean, this is my bad. I'm going to start looking at health bars a lot more, but that should not be happening. I don't understand how the Arc Warden ended up dropping down here in this lane. Well, it seems like this is a bit of a rough start here for the side of Execration, but nothing that they cannot recover from. Their lineup is very, very strong in the mid game. I feel like nobody in Talon can really fight the side of Execration. Even if they were to stick together. Ooh, Raindrops keeps Ponyo alive. Bob going for it. And the Remnant cleans up the Crystal Maiden. Raindrops did not come back off cooldown in time, so she ends up biting the dust.
Yep, and this early ward from Ponyo paying dividends as they find Krish yet again. They know exactly where he's farming. He hasn't got his ultimate. And he's going to end up dying. His second death. And yeah, like I was saying, I feel like there isn't equal love being given across the map to Krish. I've been seeing this not just for one game, but for a lot of games. Nobody wants to rotate for a smelly Indian, really. So, yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be the case.
Yeah,
But,
they always forsake his laning. Because, I mean, the thing is, he's that good that he can manage. He really ends up managing just fine, despite being forsaken. But what are they forsaking it for? A death on the Batrider? A missed power shot?
Oh,
Bob
no
shot without
wand.
mana? Yeah, so all of this is like not what you want, and Bob's gonna get the kill. He's got Chuan's gonna get the kill. He's gonna earn charge as well if he needed it. So, yeah, a Talon just moving across the map, denying Krish's laning phase, and applying pressure and getting kills elsewhere. So, great start for them.
Yeah, the Ember was doing A-okay up until this point, really. He's actually been put behind now. Could have been seeing a 13, maybe 12-minute Mate Slayer come out had the Ember had more success just surviving or even finding kills across the map, but that's going to set him back considerably. And now you're stuck with 4 points in Sleight of Fist, and you need to make the pivotal decision if you're going to go for Flame Guard max or if you're going to max Chains and start to make moves. Well, boils down to the levels of the supports, of which Shank should be finding many, because he is a Batrider and he will farm the stack.
Can you just press enter once. I want to see who got the wisdom runes. Ah,
One
okay.
each.
I want each. Fine.
Oh, down bottom though. Tino caught out again. The Crystal Maiden moves in, finds the kill, and now Tino needs to keep his Tempest double alive. And they are actually unable to clean up the stack here on the side of Execration. They need to clean it up together. And as a result, Shanks ends up splitting XP with CML. CML close to getting 6, but not too sure what he's going to do with the Focus Fire. Down bottom, the Tier 1 tower being pummeled away at by Akashi. He's got a fair amount of damage on the Morphling. Even found the safety bubble, which is probably one of the most important items a Morphling could have from the neutral items. It's just 100 flat HP when you think about it.
It is.
So-
It's better than infused raindrops. And
yeah.
I think if safety bubble and specialist today could actually be built as items in the game, they'd be the two most purchased items in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Assuming that they're cheap.
Top lane, spear dropped, Arena and Rebuke, but Chris survives. Takes it on the chin, like a man, like Rocky Balboa, and continues to stay focused on the mission. Mission hit creeps.
Yep. Great fun.
Oh yeah, very engaging
Yep.
toe-to-toe moment.
Everyone in my pubs, I think that their objective is to hit creeps, and they do an excellent job of it.
5k
doesn't-
net worth, though.
Yeah.
Already this early on. Sorry to cut you off there, but
But should Mars be at the top of the network charts? What the hell?
yeah, I don't know what the hell is happening. I believe that he's also got his Blink Tiger flying out to him, and yeah, there it is. This is on top of all the stacks that the Hoodwink managed to create in the jungle, with the insane amount of pressure that Talon have been applying. Oh, CML has been caught out. Spear coming through along with the sharpshooter, and he is gonna fall. CML
I think-
suspects
I
that there's a
think
ward
there's,
there, but it's not the case.
Another thing that I'd like to point out is that CML always likes to pick very unique supports for himself, which is not a bad thing by itself, but I mean, I'm not seeing any unique application of these supports. Like, I've seen him play Marcy, seen him play Wind Ranger, the Clockwork. I think the most forgettable one would be the Chen. So, I feel like, Shanks, I think he's dead. No
Yeah.
way he gets out of this. A neutral deny would be a big win, but it ain't gonna happen. As Ponyo is gonna pop the freezing field, and
Ponyo?
stacks will be
He
stolen.
just dies to the Batrider, the Firefly. He was standing on top of it, so now he's gonna get taken down. Bob coming in from the backline, nice two-man change, but now getting turned around upon with the Solar Bind. Does have a Remnant to get out of dodge, but the Arc Warden is here with the double Tempest. With the Tempest double. And Krish has also joined the party, but he's all out of mana. He does not have a wand to survive here. He's gonna get taken down. The Mars with a beautiful Arena into Spear, catching out the carry off guard. And now Tino caught in no man's land, surrounded, hounded, pounded, and beaten to a pulp. As Jokam will give away his life. And well, Akashi falls too, so maybe it's not all that bad, but nope. The icing on the cake, the cherry on top is found by Chuan, and he goes nom 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 nom, like Capitalist says, devours the Ember, devours the Arc Warden, devours the Troll. And all in all, Execration, they were just pricks in the wall.
I think Execration are very happy with that because they did get the Morphling. Sure, they lost all 3 cores, but Akashi did die. Also, they did get the CM and another. So I think they're somewhat okay with it. This shouldn't be happening though. Come on, please.
Okay. Yeah, your prayer worked. It did not happen.
Yep.
I don't know what voodoo magic you did there, or which animal is it that you sacrificed. Keep your secrets, but that somehow worked. The sharpshooter was just so wildly off.
Yep.
Coming through from Jokam. Never mind. Krish, he is looking to buy up the Maelstrom, not thinking about the Battle Fury. I can understand why that is the case. I mean, it is the cheaper farming item, and while it does also enable you slower, it does feel like it's not as game-ending to lose a fight against a Maelstrom Troll than it is to lose a fight against a Battle Fury Troll. Oh man, the Execration supports dying all over the map. The Wind Ranger falls on
look
this-
at Chuan, look at Chuan.
Oh, wait, he's found Tino. Ah, my god, these T2s, I apologize. Yep, Chuan is gonna end up dropping as well.
No, he's alive.
Sorry,
He,
no.
oh,
The Tino is gonna end up dropping as well. There you go.
I don't know where CML, right? But yeah, it's been a very. I mean,
It's
it just feels like there is no coherence in how they play their early game. Like I understand that Shanks is, I don't know, cutting a wave and that's how he dies. But come on, I think nobody wants to die to this Mars any further. He needs to be killed if anything. So I'd like to see the Ember smoke up. Tino's got himself the vessel. Go look for kills. I don't know why it feels like
they're
they
waiting for the
play
Mate Slayer.
off.
No, genuinely, they have a lot of magic damage here on the side of Talon, right? So
Yeah, but like to get a pick off, you don't need a main slayer. I mean, sure, like there will be a fight where that main slayer is going to be huge, but your opponents are just getting richer and richer, and you're getting a main slayer.
okay, well, stacks being farmed here by Talon. Some more net worth going their way. Chuan is gonna be the one to clean it all up, and it's gonna be looking up to get the BKB, and finishing up this BKB means the Ember will no longer be a threat in team fights. So
You do understand what I'm saying, right, Floki?
Oh,
It
yeah,
feels
I
like
do.
In the first 15 minutes, it feels like Talon have been playing a laning phase, and they've been, I don't know, playing with some sort of an agenda, and it feels like Execration are just reacting.
yeah, it sure does. Oh, the Ember. This time around, will catch out the Mars, but again, there's no real way of engaging onto these heroes. Observer Ward planted up to potentially take this fight, but gets swiftly dewarded by Jokem. And now, it's going to be mission defend mid tier 1. The Ember considered dashing away there for a second, but holds his ground, stands there like a man. Akashi too standing, trying to take down the tier 1 towers. Got the lads up and running, so he has the extra damage, but yeah, it looks like they will have to give up the tier 1 tower. They will drop one final glyph to prolong the inevitable, and that is about it. Well, looks like that sums it up for Talon grouping up. We'll see if they decide to go back in. In fact, I think they might be able to catch Bob off guard. If they are able to burst him down before he gets any hits off with the Mate Slayer, then yeah, this could potentially go from good to great here for the side of Talon. But we'll see if they consider that to be worth the risk. Certainly are thinking about it. This is a
Don't
Mate
you
Slayer Ember.
Don't you have to be a lot more thoughtful before using Slide now that you have made Slayer and you
You
spend-
have to be somewhat thoughtful. Not too much thoughtful because it's still a huge AoE, but
Yeah, but like, I mean, you can't have it on cooldown just before. I mean,
you ideally want to go in with Remnant now. Previously, you used to start with Sleight of Fist. Oh, well, he has been caught out. Solar Bind is there. The Mate Slayer does not matter when there's 20,000 spells on you. WS hits the spear into arena perfectly. That I'm quite sure my 78-year-old grandmother, who has never ever touched a computer in her life, could also pull off. I mean, no, nothing taken away from WS. It's still a good spear into arena, but
no.
my god,
you
it's
just,
super easy.
You compare him to your grandmother, so.
Well, actually, yeah. So I'm not too sure what the tip was there from. What the purpose of that tip was from Chuan. I guess he appreciates the play, which is good. But outside of morale, that was not a very tough play.
I just feel that Execration, they've gone into this rhythm of just reacting. I mean, you said they were waiting for the Maid Slayer. I don't know if the Maid Slayer is going to really turn the outcome of the next couple of fights.
There it is.
In fact, they are really lagging behind Floki. I mean, they've just got a Vessel and a Midas on the Arc Warden.
Well-
Shanks has got his Blink, which is good. Krish has his Maelstrom, but when you think about it, Chuan on the Keeper of the Light is rocking a BKB. So I'm really concerned for the side of Execration. And I feel as the game progresses, it's not going to get easier. They probably want to buck up and start getting shit done on the map other than just hitting creeps and dying. So yeah, looking for and waiting for them to take initiative.
Yeah, this seems to be the case very often for Execration. They never really manage to take down any of these tier 1 towers because they don't run the traditional offlaners, they don't run the strength heroes. They run their Arc Wardens and whatnots, which is great. I mean, it's good to have a different take on the game, but it seems like their execution isn't matching up with their ideas just yet. And even though I do like the ideas, you have to be practical about what you can and cannot do as a team and as a unit.
This
Maybe
might
it is
just
the
be
case
the
that this is easier to execute for them.
yeah. Anyway, CML has a Glimmer Cape, so that's good. He will be able to protect one unit that gets caught in the arena and may possibly spear to its
Oh
wall.
no,
I hope
Krish.
that unit is in Krish. Krish slowed by the Acorn shot. He's going to get caught, but he'll pop his ultimate, so that's going to keep him alive. And with the Vessel and all that damage over time coming out on him, he might just end up falling regardless.
No
The Glimmer
one
Cape
even
not
making a
enough.
move.
Yeah,
Wow.
Shanks even ends up dying. He did commit his lasso before dying, so not quite sure what it amounted to. Clearly not much. CML again nearly ends up dying. Thank goodness the spear missed. And thanks to that, he'll get his wind run off and run away. But yeah, I think Talon are sensing it, Floki. They know that they are far superior to anything that Execration has to offer in this mid game, and they're gonna I
Yeah.
don't know, just keep running at them. And the map is shrinking for Execration.
Talon have heavily outplayed the side of Execration here in this early game. I feel like
I feel like
this game has
Execration
been a
have
true
outplayed
shit
themselves.
test of Execration's ideas, which is to run this sacrificial pose 1 in a strange way, where CML just goes around and helps out all the other lanes except the top lane. And, the Tino picks these experimental heroes in the off lane, which, I mean, it did get them this far, but I don't know. I don't know if this is
I do not understand
if
it.
this is
And
something that is the correct way to play this patch. I mean, I can see why it would work. Don't get me wrong, but it seems like
can I just say it
Yeah.
works because of Krish? It works because Krish
yeah, it does.
takes that. Yeah, he takes a beating in the safe lane, and he manages to still find a lot of impact. He's very reliable in that sense. He gets sacked.
Yeah.
It is the inverse RTC treatment, and I know we Indians are brown and smelly, and I know nobody loves us, but come on, you can't expect to do this every time and get away with it, especially if an Indian is playing your pause 1.
I mean, yeah, it does seem like their ideas are a little strange. I don't understand the
it-
need to
I
sack
don't.
their position 1.
I don't understand these ideas.
If
I mean,
anything, I mean, I'm a mid laner and I'm gonna say this and it's probably gonna sound unbelievable, but if there is a position you want to sack the 2. Really, just sack the 2. But
But
focus on winning
I-
your side lanes. If you win 2
I-
side lanes but lose the mid lane, you can recover. If you win one side lane, if you draw even mid and draw even top, you can play the game. If you lose one lane and you lose another lane and then your mid lane's doing well, but then it gets shut down, then
I think
what the fuck
I
are you
have a
gonna do in a
bigger
game?
I have a bigger question. Like, okay, you're sacrificing Krish, but for what? Like, what are the others accomplishing on the map?
I don't know. I mean, it
I-
seemed like they used to accomplish something. I mean, at least they clearly, or at least they believe they did up until this point, which is fair. I mean, you did beat 2 really strong teams to get to this point, but I don't know. I don't
Yep.
like this idea of picking non-strength heroes in the off lane and, making your carry suffer for it. That just
mean-
seems you disrespecting the entire ethos of Dota.
Look, you can pick non-strength heroes, but what are these non-strength heroes doing exactly? I don't know.
I mean,
I'll
fair
just say this, Floki. I'm a crusader. You're immortal, but
and the Bat Rider's dead. Well, Krish looking to go in. He's got the BKB Maelstrom timing. Will press the ult. Cannot stop the CM from ulting. Going in deep. Akashi he will not lose his Aegis either. The Troll will be taken down. The Ember Spirit, well, never committed in this fight. He's actually got 3 remnants everywhere except, where he really needs to go, which is the back line. So, yep, Bob really unable to do much over here. Tino just spark wraithing from afar, dropping those, hideous creatures and hoping that it connects on someone. It does. They do find 2 supports, but you use so much. Your tier 3 tower lost so much HP. Is this worth it? Is it worth losing a pose 4 and a pose 1 for a pose 5 and a pose 4? I don't know. We'll find out though.
one sec, they defended an Aegis push, so I think in the end, Execration they're going to be okay with that. They did this a couple of times in game 1 as well, but I mean,
Well, the gold change does favor them.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. They defended. Sure, they lost Krish. They got a big kill. I mean, fucking Crystal Maiden was clearing ancient stacks, so she was sitting on a lot of net worth actually. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it is what it is, and I feel that this
Oh,
the
TP
Spark
cancelled.
Ray, the Ember, playing off each other along with the Wind Ranger, all of this could have happened much earlier and much more. They didn't need to wait for 24 minutes for Talon to be pushing up the high ground to really start pressing buttons.
Yeah.
Come on, Floki, this is such a good Ember game. There's Hoodwink Crystal Maiden. Like
It is a deadly game to play, Amber. And let me tell you why. Because I feel like you need Mate Slayer BKB and not Mate Slayer Maelstrom. Because if you go in the back line and you don't get a Sleight of Fist off, you are just dead. What you need to do is Remnant in, Sleight of Fist, the Crystal Maiden, the Hoodwink, and one of the cores, maybe the Cottle Mars or the Morphling, so that you can get them to overcommit on you and maybe then they get the kill. But again, it's difficult. Down bottom though, BKB popped, Arena popped, and no hero found. Batrider just TPs out back to safety. And WS can be caught looking silly with his thumb in his mouth. On top of each other twiddling. As he does not find the Batrider. So, I mean, hey, at least they buy themselves some more time, but simply buying time does not mean that you've bought space. You still need to play the map. You still need to find places where you can go out and farm. And so far, the only one out of the base is the Troll Warlord. And you are losing your axe. I mean, Arc Warden is really unable to defend it. Okay, well, Shackle tries to try and slow down this many racks, but they will find one set of racks. Now, recovering gets even harder. Now, a natural source of gold and experience has been taken away here from the side of Execration. Something that people would get for free, but you just lost the racks now. And even if Talon decide to slow down the tempo of this game, it would still favor the Radiant, because the Radiant simply have more space on the map. They simply have more creeps on the map to farm. And Execration can never leave their base, because if they do, this happens. Tino gets caught out, bushwhacked up, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Bob catches out the Morphling, Akashi doing a little dance, spinning around in circles. The Gale Force to try and catch him out. Are they gonna get him with the Spirit Vessel before the Aegis times out? No, they are not. The Morphling will be able to regen back up to full, morphing over towards Agi, and will be a-okay. The question is, do they go high ground again? 26 seconds remaining for the Arc Warden to come back. I feel like they can definitely try with the bubble, but no creeps to break back door just yet. So a bit of a wasted attempt here. Chuan didn't really get the memo. Yep. I feel like the moment is past now.
Nah, they keep going.
Oh, they got Satanic here. Oh no! Oh no! 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 That is not how you find the kill, my friend. Shanks blinks in. Wait, the Morphling? She is Agi'd up. Can they actually find the kill? They try, but no! No such luck. The Batrider hesitant did not TP in, and as a result, the Morphling will live. Chuan forced to pop his BKB as everyone on the side of, Talon panicking, but it is actually Entity that comes to mind because of their voice line. The panic setting in. Oh boy. Yeah, that seemed a little too close, but ultimately, I believe Talon walk away the victors. You can see that's the goal change for their side. And also, well, some damage done over to the tier 3. Nothing to write home about, but it's something. Man,
I mean, Talon are just gonna keep going, and like, I feel
makes
like,
sense.
yeah, what's really stopping them?
Well, not me.
Now, I have a question, Floki. If you're playing support, like you're really not doing much in the first 15 minutes of the game,
Yeah.
are you farming to have impact at minute 28? Have you got like items that are really going to turn the game? Because that hasn't happened either. It's
No.
not like CML is
The only
rocking
time
a
I
main-
forgive you is if you're playing Enigma.
Yeah, but neither of these supports have found impact early on or impact later on, so I'm not quite sure what the plan is.
WS blinks in, but there it is. The
Beautiful.
lasso finally coming through, followed up with the shackle shot. But in the meantime, the Tempest double getting pounded away at. Tino will lose the Arc Warden clone, and WS dropping low, but not falling just yet. And in fact, they've managed to create enough space for Akashi to start hammering away at the racks. This is what you wanted to see the Ember Spirit do. He goes in. Bob with the BKB going in towards the backline. Sponio, though, still going ham with the freezing field, and Krish will be able to take him down. But Krish, I mean, he is just caught out in the open. No one is helping the Troll Warlord. They've left him for dead. They only found 2 supports in the meantime, and now Bob's starting to back off. Can they find the Morphling? The shackle shot does not connect. Somehow CML is unable to land that, and a spear comes through on the Batrider. The Batrider will fall. The delicate balance of this game has been shifted in favor of Talon, because Talon played out a bit more patiently. They had the heals coming in from the Cortal. The Mars kept himself alive despite dropping really, really low. And Bob is unable to get the cleanup. WS blinking in. Okay. Not too sure what that was for. Maybe he was trying to ult someone, but they disappeared. And now the 2-man chains coming through will force out the BKB from the Cortal, but it seems like Talon, they've got what they were looking for. Akashi gonna start morphing into strength, but the Ember is chasing. Without Manta, it's going to be hard to fight, but no! The Morphling turns into the Ember Spirit, chains him up, sets up for the spear beautifully, and turns the fight back on its head, and that might actually be the license for the side of Talon to go back in and claim the final set of racks. Krish, he is back up though. He's got the Diffusal Blade at the ready, and Akashi is out of mana, but the Chakra Magic will ensure that he waveforms the way back to safety. And all in all, when the dust settles, Execration, well, they have a deeper hole dug into their pockets. They have a deeper hole left inside their base, and they don't have anything to show for it on any of their cores, really. I mean, you've got the Aghanim Scepter now on the Arc Warden, which is nice, but I don't know if it does all that much, really. I don't know if that justifies losing 2 sets of racks. We'll see, though. We'll see what Execration can do.
Wait, Tino's not responsible for them losing 2 sets of racks. It's just
Yeah, Tino is not. I'm just saying, like, you've got the Aghanim Scepter, which is great, but I don't know if that's enough to turn the tide of this game around back in their favor. CML drops to the Tormentor. Well, the tip comes out, but my friend, this might actually be quite deadly, because...
So, you know what's a bit weird? Like, so Tormentors reflect the kind of damage that you're doing to them. He did have Wind Run on, but I think Tino's spark rates were there and he couldn't avoid that.
Yeah, he couldn't avoid the magic damage coming through.
Yeah, he couldn't avoid the magic damage that was reflected. So just really unfortunate, and classic, good old Tormentor Dota.
Yeah.
It's just the norm.
Nah.
Okay, they
Well,
have ages. 1 lane of racks remain.
Disperser finished on Akashi. This is...
Disperser, Satanic. Like, can you kill this guy?
Press
I
X
think
to doubt.
They couldn't kill him 5 minutes ago, so who's
Yeah.
gonna kill that guy? Can you kill his teammates and leave him alone? Nope.
Well, I don't think
Just-
so.
Yeah. If casters could call GG,
I believe I would have done it long ago for Execration, but then again, maybe they know
Thank
something
God
about
we
the game
can't.
we don't. Because
Yeah,
yesterday
exactly,
we predicted
exactly.
that Aurora might have won it out, but it seems
There
like
is-
Execration won. But is there a world in which they win? There might just be. In fact, the Cortal has been brought down by the Troll Warlord. They managed to get the perfect fight this time around, but Akashi trying to go ham, trying to go buck wild, getting controlled up, but cannot finish off Tino. Wave forms in. Can he take down the Arc Warden? The Arc Warden juking, jiving, moving left and right like Michael Jackson, but is he a smooth criminal? Well, I don't know, but his teammates have come in to help him and help keep him alive, but it's only for a little while longer before he gets taken down. The Troll Warlord, though, healthy as ever, looking to chase down the Morphling. The Morphling has a Satanic, but the Gale Force pulling the Morphling back into the waiting arms of the Troll. You cannot get away from this man. The Disperser keeps him alive, keeps him speedy, but he does not have enough mana for the waveform out. A Shackle coming through from CML, and Krish devours the Water Boy. And finally, Execration, after 33 minutes of getting fuck all done on the map, hold on to the final set of racks and the tier 3 tower.
amazing. If this is where a comeback begins from, is going to be the greatest comeback ever of 2024 just yet. There's nothing else to rationalize this game because and if Talon lose this game, they are going to, I don't know, whatever PMA was there is going to dissipate for life. And
If Krish
yeah,
somehow manages, if Execration somehow manages to win this game, and if Krish somehow makes it to the next game in the lower bracket, I'm gonna have to send him a message that includes the
I think
doctor's
I
bill because my heart rate is absolutely jacked after that. This is insane. If they somehow win this game, it's gonna be yeah, crazy. But Blink Dagger picked up here by Krish. I think he's understood what he needs to do. He just wants to jump the Kotl in the backlines and take him down with the Battle Trance. And
exactly that's what he did. Now the Kotl was a little bit out of position. Just by the way, Chuan was on the high ground. He didn't need to be there. He was on the periphery of the Mars Arena, and he ends up getting caught and he dies. If Krish didn't begin that fight in that particular order, this entire sequence of events that just took place wouldn't be possible. So great stuff coming out from Execration. They hold on. Can they do it again? And they hold on versus an Aegis Morphling. If anything, it's easier now. So they're going to be patient. They're once again going to wait on the high ground. But nope, just as I say that, I see them moving out of their base. They see a couple of Morphling illusions towards mid. They know they need to clear that out. Spark Raid's giving vision. Can Shanks find a jump? A lasso would be exactly what Execration would want. They see WS, don't they see him?
they
Okay,
see him,
they've
but he's
got him.
shielded up. They don't want to go on him just yet. And WS, well, he will go back for the time being as packet loss comes through, though the Ember has been hexed up. There's a spear into Arena. Can they save the Ember Spirit? No, he has been taken down. 80 seconds, no Ember Spirit remaining here for the fight on the side of Execration, and Krish looking to jump in with the BKB, but he's hitting a Mars. The Mars does not care. He's got physical resist. And now the Troll Warlord got taken down. No buyback remaining on Krish either. Looking like this is the beginning of the end here for Execration. Tino will fall. Instant buyback coming through from him to try and hold on to his base, but he's got no Tempest Double. He's got no teammates. All the other cores are dead. There's no ultimates remaining either on the supports. You have no lasso for another 35 seconds. The only way you're gonna win this game now, Execration, is if you somehow manage to hold against Mega Creeps. And that is if WS does not jump in and does not find a pick, but he's done just that. He's found the Bat Rider, he's put him back towards the racks, and he's been taken down. Good shackle shot coming through, but where is the follow-up? The Troll cannot deal any damage because he is 6 feet under, and the Morphling will find the Mega Creeps. Joachim looking to go forward, will fight the two-man bushwhack onto CML and Tino has no buyback. This should be it. The Arc Warden tries to survive but cannot make it. CML dies, buying back, looking to lasso, but instant use from the Hoodwink. X'd up on the Bat Rider. The Bat Rider has been taken down. And now Akashi diving the fountain, looking to send a message as Talon looking to take a clean 2-0 against Execration. The Troll gonna come back up in a bit. Akashi still standing strong, still trying to fight. The BKB about to expire on Bob as he tries to take down the Morphling. He's got the Aghanim Scepter. He's dashing around, but he's gone hexed up. He's been frostbitten. He's been taken down. Krish, where the hell is he? He's trying to jump in, trying to get on top of the Kotl, but did not press the ult in time, and the Kotl gets away. And I believe that
Akashi
is
died.
gonna be it. Wait, Akashi died! Krish, he managed to somehow take him down, but his throne is dead. GG, well played is called. And Execration's run will end here as Talon takes them down, and that's gonna be it. Hard fought. Execration did not give up till the very end, truly believing in their ideas, commending their spirit, but unfortunately, like Mike Tyson once said, everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face. And Talon, well, they didn't leave Execration with much of a face after that one.
Yeah. I didn't see a plan also until they got punched. So I don't know what you're talking about. I really didn't see much of a plan. Or if there is a plan, I didn't understand it. If somebody can explain what Execration were trying to do, I'd love for a BSJ video on what the fuck just happened. Yeah.
Man, this is such a rough game for Execration, and you've got to commend the fact that Krish can just stand there with an Iron Shin and take this much of a beating and somehow still manage to go this far, and you have to commend Execration as well, right?
Can you just bring up the scoreboard? Like, I want to see.
I mean, scoreboard's right. Oh, okay. Yeah, what would you
Go to
like to see?
damage.
Well,
Let's,
Nakashi's dealt 40,000 damage.
no, I want to look at troll. Okay, so
The troll
I
did
mean,
less damage
it,
than Tino and Bob, but it makes sense because they've
Tino's
got AoE
actually,
abilities.
yeah, but still, like, I mean, spark rate. It has to hit a hero for that to do damage, and of course, it is a low cooldown AoE ability, but relatively low cooldown AoE ability, but still pretty impressive. He also did tank a lot of damage. I think some of that can be attributed to the Tempest double. Great game for Akashi. And after Akashi, it seems like there's been uh, really significant contribution coming out from Chuan. When you consider that Illuminate does miss a lot, you have to factor the fact that he has a Dagon vessel. So that's where a lot of the damage is coming from.
Yeah.
And a really good game for him. 14-1-14. He died only the one time.
Yeah, and
And
I mean, this is
yeah.
after the Ember Spirit really worked the number on the Coddle in the lane. I mean, if you look at net worth, I'm pretty sure the Ember was ahead for quite a while. Yeah, look at this. I mean, even before he found the kill, well, after he
Yeah.
found the kill, he's just ahead. But then
Yeah, but
Coddle
I
quickly
think
recovered.
I
So
I
yeah,
think this also boils down to how they each decided to play the hero, right? Chuan got earned and started rotating. Bob didn't rotate that much.
yeah, Bob
Uh,
was content to sit and farm.
and this is not my issue with Bob. It's just like I don't know what this team's plan is for the early and mid game. Just go through the motions. It just feels like a lot of times they're just going through the motions, and I don't know. I feel like their lane should have been much better. Also, Talon did stack and contest stacks a lot more effectively. There's no doubt about it. Talon just were the better team in these games.
Yep. I feel like Talon really outplayed them hard in the early
Yeah.
game. It never
So
really felt like Execration could recover after that. Sure, you had some cool looking base defense scenarios, but nothing that really made you feel like, damn, Execration might actually win this
hey,
at any point.
1 second, Floki. Everybody does fight to some extent on the high ground, no matter which team they are, and
That
especially
is
at
true. Maybe that's too much credit being given one way.
and no, they did play well. Like I feel like they did have moments, but like it just feels like early to mid game. There's not any vision coming out from them. There's no plan. There's no broader perspective as to how they want to play. And yeah, well played to Talon. GG's to Execration. They fought really well. They beat some of the very best. But this is the end of the road for them. And also maybe the end of our broadcast. As we might be going on to lose some more MMR and IQ points on the Southeast Asian server. Any last words, Floki?
None whatsoever. I just want to say thank you for anyone who tuned in, even for a second. Your support means a lot to us, and while this is something that we do primarily to try and improve as commentators, I do hope that you genuinely enjoyed coming to the stream and spending some time with us. So, really thank you for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and the rest of the week. But yeah, hope to see you again soon. Tata, bye bye, goodbye, sayonara. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow with some more action, but nothing for certain yet. We'll let you guys know.